Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Susan. So in today's video I'm going to be showing how to make a basic bodice block. So with this pattern you can actually come up with several designs, tops, jackets. So just stay tuned to the end of the video and so you can see how I'll make the pattern. So let's get started. So for this tutorial we'll need the following measurement: the shoulder, bust, shoulder to waist, shoulder to hip, shoulder to bust point, length, hip, and the chest line. So for a start, we draw a line just to serve as the starting point. So from the starting point, we insert our shoulder. The starting point will serve as the shoulder line. So we insert our shoulder measurement, which is 8. Then from there, we'll insert our shoulder to waist measurement. Or let's start from the chest line, which is 9. Then shoulder to bust point, which is 10. These measurements are not constant, please. I'm just making use of a particular measurement. So just create your own measurement and it's not constant, please. So shoulder to bust point, shoulder to waist, 17. Then shoulder to hip, which is 24. The length is 35, so we're making use of the whole length of the paper. Then we can now roll the line across the measurement. So this is the chest line. A shoulder to bust point. Shoulder to waist. Hip. Look at this line. And then the whole length. So you can actually label it so you don't get confused. So this is the bust line, this is the chest line, this is shoulder to bust point, shoulder to waist, hip, then the whole length. So you can actually label it so you don't get confused. So on this line, we mark the shoulder line here, so we could mark here. We could rule in vertical line across this, which is served as the armhole. So on this line, we come down by 1 inch. Then on the shoulder line, it has the 3 inches standard measurement for the shoulder. We'll insert the 3 inches standard measurement for the neckline. Then we'll rule a line across. This is serve as a shoulder slope. You know, our shoulder is not straight, it's kind of slopey. So that's it. So we take the half measurement from here to here, which is 4. Then we come in by 3/4 of an inch just to from the front armhole. Then on this chest line, we insert our bust measurement. The bust measurement I'll be using is 38. So 38 divided by 4 is about 9.5. So on the waistline, we insert the waist measurement, which is the 40. 40 divided by 4 is 10. Then on the hip line, we insert 1/4 of our hip circumference, which is, I'll be using the measurement of 44. 44 divided by 4 is 11. So we can now join the point. So you could add sewing allowance now or when you are done. So far there's the sewing allowance. Then you create a little curve here because our body is not that straight. So just create a little curve. Then for the whole length, you could actually make use of the hip measurements, or if you want it to be more than, like you want it to be curvy or you want it to be just straight, so you could create the measurement, I mean the style of your own. So I could rule it across or whichever way you want it. So if you want a pencil, or like something that is very pencil, like a pencil shape, you can make it smaller than this measurement I've done here. So on the waistline, we insert bust point to bust point, which is 8. 8 divided by 4 is 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4. Sorry, we are going to divide it by 2. We are not dividing by 4, please. Excuse me. So here we insert 4 as well. And on the bust point, we insert the 4 inches measurement. So this will serve as a guide on how we are going to insert our dart intake. So the dart intake we are going to be using is just 1. So we divide it between the lines. That's 0.5 each on each line. Then we come down by 1 inch from the bust point for the front measurement. Come down, I mean front block, come down by 1 inch. Then from the hip line, you go up by 2 inches away from the hip line. Then you can draw the dart legs. So because we had to take in one measurement for the 1 inch measurement for the dart intake, you'll have to add it back so we don't have any shortage. You could actually do that before you draw this line. So that's 1 inch. So this is our new line now. You have to ignore this. So for this armhole, you just have to join the points together. And that's for the front armhole. The back armhole is shallower than this. So instead of coming in by 3/4 of an inch, you just come in by 1/2 inch. Then the neckline, you can choose the neckline of your choice. So you can do 4 by 3 inches. It's up to you. By 3, you can do any neckline of your choice. You can do a V-neck, you can do a round neck, any neckline. Then you cut it out. So when transferring to the fabric, you can actually add like 0.5 inches, so in allowance. Like I said, you could make use of this pattern. You could adapt it into a jacket and different pattern. So this is the basic block. Once you know how to grab this, then you can actually create any design from this. So that's for the front. So you can use this to create the back block as well. The only difference for the back is that from the back, we'll have to draw the dart from the chest line, then 2 inches away from the hip line. So that's the only difference. Then for the armhole, we'll have to come in by 1/2 inch instead of 3/4 of an inch. So we are actually going to make use of the front block to grab the back one. So the only difference is that for the dart, we are going to come down by 1 inch from the chest line, and that's the only difference. Then for the armhole, we are going to come in by 3. It's a little bit shallower than the front one, so we come in by 1/2 inch instead of 3/4 of an inch. So we are going to draw this line in order to know where to go. So we only need the chest line for the back. We don't need the first point. So you can actually label it so you don't get confused. This is the waistline, the hip line, and the chest line. Then for the neckline, you can do 4 inches by 1, depending on what you are actually doing. So 4 inches by 1. Because the back neckline is actually higher than the front one. Then you can cut it, then we continue with the other element. So I have to secure it with a tape so I can get the right amount of paper to cut. So you can give it a little notch because I'm trying to cut the line now. Then from here is shallower. So you can give it a little notch so we know where and how to cut it. So this is the hip line, so just give it a little notch. Then the waistline, then the chest line as well. We only need the chest line. So from where we mark the notch, then this is the hip line. Then the waistline. So the notch serves as a guideline. You can go over the steps again if you don't mind. You can go, but this is just a quicker way of doing it. Then this for the chest line. So for the dart, we are inserting the bust points to bust point measurement, half of it, which is 4 and 4 here as well. Then on the chest line, we'll insert it just to serve as a guideline on where to mark. Then we'll rule a straight line. Like I said, the only difference between the front and the back block is for the front, that measurement starts from 1 inch below the bust point, but for the back that will start from 1 inch below the chest line, then 2 inches above the hip line. That's the only difference. Then here on the waistline, we insert that intake, which is 0.5 inch on both lines. So you don't need to add another 1 inch because we've done that already for the front one. And remember, we use the front block to draft the back one. And that's it. So in order to, this is the back block, in order to know the difference between the two whenever you are drafting, and of course you will know it because the neckline is kind of different, and this is the front one. So that's it. That's the back block and then the front one. So if you find this video useful, kindly give me a thumbs up, then subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. See you in my next video. Bye.